everyone, welcome back. I'm glad that you can join us for this week's crafting project. So this week we're going to be decorating rocks. So with these you can kind of do a couple different things. So you can either keep it, add some googly eyes to it and make it kind of a pet rock, or you can decorate it and leave it out in your neighborhoods. This way, when people go for their walks, that way they can see an extra little bright shining spot in their day. So I'm going to show you a couple different designs, and then that way you can take it and make it your own. And so some of the supplies that we're going to be having today, for all of our family staying in the house, you're going to get a couple different of these stones that you can decorate, and then we're also going to have some acrylic paint pens, some glitter, a glitter glue stick, puffy paint, as well as googly eyes. So with that, let's get crafty. As we get started with our rock, the best thing to do is to kind of get the paint started and get your base going. So then that way it kind of gives it some time to dry before you start putting any of your design on it. So I'm going to be using these acrylic paint pens. And so when they're first starting off, they don't necessarily have the paint in the ends of it. So you have to kind of shake them and get it started on the paper. So now I'm going to start, now that I have the paint all ready to go, I'm going to start kind of getting the base started on my rock. So what's nice about these is that they kind of work like a marker, so you can just kind of all over the rock as you would like to, and it makes it a lot easier. And here we go. So the paint on it is still a little wet, so I'm going to kind of set it to the side to let it dry for a few minutes and get started on our next one. So we have this one over here, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing with a different color. For our third rock, while the other two are drying, I'm going to draw a rainbow on it. And remember, like anytime that we've used puffy paint before, we have to make sure to not use too much of it. And if we do, we just have to make sure to let it dry, wait until it's completely dry, because the puffy paint does take a while to get there. And so all I'm doing is kind of just drawing, the rainbow and then adding some clouds to it. And here we go. So now we're gonna go back to our green one. Now that the base paint is all dry, I'm gonna kind of do a little dot with a kind of like circular design kind of spreading out through the whole artwork. So we're gonna try to do something similar with our rock now. So whenever you start off with this, you kind of just do a dot in the middle. So I'm gonna use the puffy paint that I've used before. Do a dot. And then you kind of, the whole idea of this is just to go around and make a whole bunch of little designs or dots. So I'm going to kind of do a few red ones. It's kind of like making floral designs without necessarily making flowers. At least I'm going to try that in here. So it's not a true design of what I'm trying to go for, because what I'm working with is it's not a perfect circle, but I'm just gonna have some fun kind of doing different dots and stuff on the shape that I am working with. Finish it off with a few last dots. And here we go. Kind of a funky design. So this last one, I'm going to kind of play around with a few things to make it a pet rock. So I'm going to kind of use some glitter and a glitter pen and googly eyes. And then glue would also be best to help the eyes kind of stay on your rock. So I'm going to kind of use the glitter glue as the base, and then I'm actually going to add some additional glitter on top of it just to kind of give it some more of a pop. And then I'm also going to add some googly eyes. And then of course, as you're using glitter and adding glitter to something, it's best to have a piece of paper underneath it, so that way make sure to not make as much of a mess. And here we go. Here's our pet rock. And there we go. So there's our project for today. I hope you all enjoy working and decorating our rocks for this week. And you can either hold on to them and have a little pet rock in your life, or you can leave your decorations kind of out in the world on your next walk and kind of spread some joy to those in our community and all of our neighbors. With that, I hope you all have a great day, and hope to see you again next week.